All right, guys, this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends free-to-play mystery shard only video. So today we're going to be talking about Arena. I don't really talk about it that much because I freaking hate it, but I know a lot of people really want to beat these missions. You know, you're going to have to build up your Great Hall to get Arbiter, and yeah, you will need to get more stuff once you get past, those missions, and there's other Arena things. So this is mainly for the early game. And when I say early game, I've been playing for a year. So, I mean, it depends on what you mean by early game, but a lot of these heroes that we're going to show you today, they're pretty good hard counters to some of the annoying heroes that basically everyone uses. So, you're going to see, I'm going to kind of show you some of the heroes that everyone uses and the heroes that I use to counter those heroes. So, let's kind of just dig into it. I'm going to show you some of the heroes and some of the stats and things like that real quick. I'm not going to go too crazy. I don't want to spend too much time on it. So, I have a pretty good collection of heroes that I specifically use for Arena. Yannicka is one of those heroes who is specifically built for Arena, and she's a great nuker, and she also has a lot of really good skills, mainly just because she kills stuff fast. Now, we've got her in a reasonable set. I'm not going to go too crazy into the sets, but we've got her in some attack gear, and there are champion spotlights on almost all of these heroes on my channel, so you can go back into the hero playlist and you can see videos on most of these heroes. Skills maxed. Everyone we're going to be showing you today is going to be maxed except for your Carl. So that's really it. We have her in a Soul Reap because it's really, really good for killing Death Knight, especially at that last second when he just doesn't want to die. You keep smacking him, and eventually the little Reaper comes out and kills him. Masteries, this is just a quick overview. She's down to Helm Smasher, and she has some accuracy stuff and some other things for her Leech, but honestly, if you're going to use her mainly for Arena, you might even want to consider doing defense. But that's what we're at with her. Syl, I don't really use too much in the Arena, so we're going to skip over her. Yakarl is amazing for Arena. The only time he will fail you is when you're up against Dark Elhain, who is awesome and is also on this list. Yakarl is one of those people that he can freeze the whole team. He can remove turn meter. He can kill things in one hit. Very good hero. He goes unkillable sometimes. So definitely want to be using him. We don't have a blessing on him yet, but I would probably say Soul Reap or something that increases his attack is a very good option. Masteries is mostly accuracy because you want him to land those freezes, and he goes down to War Master. Artifacts, we have him in a mishmash of accessories. Sorry, not accessories, of a accuracy gear and things like that. Anything to increase his accuracy, crit damage. He's got reasonable crit damage, a little bit over 200, so that's kind of nice. I wouldn't say Visix is very good for Arena unless you're up against somebody you need to provoke, but she's not a bad option, but she's not going to be on my list. Arbiter is an awesome, obviously. We're going to go in order, by the way. We're not going to, I'm showing you the hard ones to get first, and then we're going to move into some of the easier ones, so don't think this is just going to be legendaries that take months to get. Arbiter is really good for a lead because she can speed up your team. All right. And she has one of the best, speed leads outside of some of the better legendaries at 30% in the arena. So we would like to use her, which is why you see her in the arena all the time. And she's one of the heroes that even if you're not using her for anything other than the speed lead, it's actually worth it. All right. And she also has a removal of buffs, which is really good for one turn. At least it lowers it, and that's enough. And then she has an attack up, and she has 2 turn meter fills and 1 revive. So she's actually very good for this kind of stuff. We have her in a set that gets her unkillable sometimes. Very helpful for when you want to revive the whole team or when you get into a fight where the team goes first, wipes your whole team, and then she's still alive. Masteries, we're basically down all defense and support. It will show real quick. There you go, defense and support. And turn meter control stuff, we want her to be very, very fast. That's really the only thing we need from her. And then Drex, you could use him. I don't use him often. We're talking about regular arena. I use him in tag team all the time. He is good, and he can be good. I would just say that he's not one of my go-tos because I feel like other heroes do the things that we want to do better. Dark Elhain is extremely good for arena. Definitely good for countering Yakarl. Good for countering that dragon that freezes everyone. Good for countering anyone that freezes, really. You're looking at what? The main ones, I believe, are Tormund and Yakarl, and then that stupid dragon guy. I think that's the main freeze ones. Really good for that kind of stuff. We have her in some crit damage gear and some attack stuff. Skills down to we have her in Phantom Touch, actually, surprisingly enough. All of her skills are maxed, and her mastery is down to Helm Smasher. She was built specifically for arena and doing damage in the arena, and she was my original nuker after the starting heroes were kind of fading out for me in the arena. All right. Now, other than that, that's all the epics I think that I would really say. I mean, you could use Archmage. He's got a speed lead, but it's not as good as Arbiter, so he would be more of a tag team hero. I don't feel like he does anything special comparative to the other heroes we're going to use outside of stunning, which you could just use Syl for. But he does do turn meter increase, and his stun is okay. So I wouldn't say he's bad for the arena. I just think he's a lower version of what you would use. Uh, High Katoon, also a very good speed lead. She has a 19% in all areas, which is nice, so that you can use her anywhere. I've seen her in arena all the time. She's probably one of your first speed leads outside of some of the rares that we're going to talk about. But yeah, you can definitely use her as your main hero. And as long as your team is built very fast, which my Haikatoon is not, you'll win and you'll beat the fights. All right. She goes down to War Master, some support stuff here to land her stuff, and that's really it. All right, let's go into the lower end heroes. Apothecary, very good hero for arena early game. He can turn meter your whole team to Kingdom Come, and he can heal. And he has a 3-hitter on his A1, which doesn't really matter. But he is fast as hell, and he can heal your team and give you guys turn meter. I've used him as my speed lead for the first probably until Arbiter. So 200 days. All right, 200 days, and he was in my team. And because I have him built so fast, he's at 257 speed. Because I have him built very fast, sometimes if there's a team that I want to beat, I will bring him in as a secondary speeder just to get that first turn because he'll speed up the team, and then Arbor will speed up the team, and then I can kill him. So that is an option. War Maiden is currently in my arena team. She has defense down 60%. Awesome hero for it, and I would highly recommend getting her in the beginning of the game. She's very good. She's got skills like all maxed out, Phantom Touch, Masteries. We kind of went down to War Master and did some other stuff here in support. Mostly speed gear at this point. She did have some attack stuff in the beginning. High Katoon, just so you know, has an HP regen. It was mostly for Spider and some other stuff. She doesn't heal, so we had to give her something that heals her back up. Her skills are maxed. She has Chain Breaker, actually, on her blessing, and she has War Master, and then down this side here for a little bit more support and accuracy. Kale is basically your first nuker if you are not using any of the other starters, and we actually have all the starters, so I'm going to put them on this list anyway, and maybe we'll throw them in there and try them out. So he's got War Master all the way down. He's got some accuracy stuff. Skills all max. He uses Phantom Touch, and he's got a lot of life steal because you want him to be able to regen. And he's also an all-rounder, so you want to be able to use him in a lot of different places. Spirit Host, also very good. Skills all maxed. Mastery is right here. War Master and more healing and speed up kind of stuff. She's in a bolster set, so she has a shield, and she does the attack up. You can use her for a lead in literally the first week if you farm her real quick from stage 4. She has a increased ally speed by 10%. Great speed lead for the first week, 2 weeks, whatever, until you get High Katoon. So I would use her, and her skills are awesome because she also removes debuffs. So that's good for like those really annoying debuffy kind of or bombs, crap like that. She can get rid of that stuff, and she's still awesome. And I would still use her like now. So don't think she's bad. I don't know if I'm going to put Headsman on here. We haven't used him in the arena yet. I'll wait till we do a thing on him, but he's someone I'm considering for it. Then you've got obviously all the starters. They're all in the same idea. I'm not going to go through each one. They all have life steal. They're all built essentially the same. Some a little more defensive, some more arena based, as you can see. So she's got Helm Smasher. All their skills are max. All of them are using Phantom Touch. And Golek, same thing. All life steal. He's got his Phantom Touch, and he's got War Master and some other stuff. So he wasn't set up specifically for arena, but Aethel was. So these are all really good heroes you can use in the arena if you want. Soul Bond is another great hero for the arena because she can one-shot Death Knight. All right, and maybe not later on, but she can definitely do a good job of taking him down. She's also really good for taking down heroes like Siffy, that other jerk lizard guy that revives everyone. Very annoying hero. So yeah, very good for the arena. Outside of that, I don't think there's anyone else in here that I would specifically pick for arena. We did just do a video on Hyria, and she definitely survived and she beat a really strong team. So don't think that she's bad. I'm just not going to really put her on this list right now, but she's someone you could use as an ally attack hero, and she can have 3 people attack 1 guy and then wipe their ass. Yeah, I don't know about wiping their ass, but they'll do something. All right, so that's the heroes for now, just so you kind of have a basic idea of what they look like and what we're doing with them and how we're building them. So let's go into the arena, and we may get some crap fights here. This might just be a wash. Let's see what happens. So let's look at each one of these fights and what we're looking for. So now, when you see fights like this with a speed lead, this power number literally means nothing. All right. It literally means absolutely nothing. This team can kill you. All right. We're going to go in since we have 10 coins. I'm going to go in anyway. We're going to fight them with my normal team. All right. Just to see. And we're going to do it on auto. Let's see what happens. So in this instance, I was faster. So what does that mean? It means that I can take them down faster and they don't get a chance to really fight. See? And now she can resurrect, which is annoying. So that could change the whole fight, but luckily we were able to kill her. And then boom, fight's over. All right. Now, if this fight were a little bit different where her speed was higher, my team would probably have been wiped. So now let's find one that actually is faster than us. This one looks, I want to try to find one that's lower power than me specifically because I want you to see that it happens. So now this team is basically using the idea that we're using. The only difference here is that I have Yakarl and as my secondary damage dealer, and she has 2 heroes that do speed up. So I guess they're basing this on whether or not one of these two. This is kind of like what you would do with what's his name? Where is he? Apothecary. Putting 2 of them in there because maybe one's faster and it'll help speed up the other one. All right, so let's just see. More than likely, this is probably going to be a kill if they're trying to do that, but we'll see. Yep, they went first. So now they got 2 double speeds and then defense down, and then she's going to come in and wipe the floor of my team. See what I mean? So don't think that power matters. All right, I knew this was probably going to be a loss if they were faster. So now in this case, if we wanted to try, I don't know what their speed is. So for all I know, this could not work again. But if you wanted to beat this team, what you would do in this scenario is take out her, all right, and then you would bring in Apothecary for this. Now, the reason I'm bringing Apothecary is because he's faster. If your Apothecary isn't fast, this isn't going to work, all right? Mine's 257. So now it boosts his speed by 30%. So now he's like over 300, okay? That might be enough for us to get that first attack. So now we're going to try it again and see if we still lose. Let's see how fast they are. They still go first. So now we're probably still going to lose. See, so if you're not fast enough, it's not going to be enough to get through this. All right. So in this case, I just wouldn't fight this team. All right. But I want you to see that there are ways to kind of manipulate fights in the sense that you could beat it. Now, if I really want to beat this team, I could bring in a bunch of, I don't know, maybe I want to do a defensive team, right? Let's take her out. We're going to bring in, see, this is where I would say Drex might be something of a good hero. Now, we want heroes that are going to survive. So we're going to take him out and we're going to put in, let's see if Valerie can do it. All right. So she's defensive, he's defensive, and then we're going to bring in Syl. All right. We're going to try this. Now, we're not going to do it on auto, even though we're going to get hit. If they kill us in the first round, then this ain't going to happen. We're not winning. All right. If they can't kill us in the first round, we have a chance here. All right. And we don't. So now this is a team that we're not going to beat. All right. So this is what happens when you get awesome heroes. All right. That are fast. So in this scenario, what you would want to do is basically speed up your entire team. All right. That's the only thing to do. You would have to go back and farm and get pieces of gear that have speed. Speed is literally the most important thing in the arena. All right. This is probably the most important thing I could tell you. You can beat the highest power teams with just being faster. That's it. All you got to do is be faster. The game is very, very one-sided when it comes to speed. There's really not much else to it until you get into stuff with like, what is that? Like Stone Skin and all kinds of other options and things like really high defense teams and things like, and ones that can put up, whatever block damage and block debuffs. That's a different story. We're talking about your average team. Speed is the only thing that matters at that point. As long as you can get your defense down and have a nuker and go first, you win. That's it. That's basically all Arena is in the beginning, and there's nothing else to it. It doesn't matter what their team does. If you go first and kill them, who the hell cares what they put up? And that's why a lot of people have Arbiter as your lead because they do a fast team so that they can always win and go first. All right, go first teams are the best way to win in the arena in the early game because you're not going to have these go second teams that are really good. You're going to have heroes that you're going to have to build to be a go first team. So now let's look at some of these other teams. So we've got this team. So this is like a fusion nightmare. We're going to take these guys out and go back to our original team. Clicky, clicky. No, we don't want her. We don't want her there. I like things to be in order. So now we're going to go in, and hopefully they're not faster than us. Now, this is a very strong team. And we have Stone Skin on this guy. Now, this guy, the Mountain King guy, right? He one-shots people, just to be clear. So he's at minimum going to probably kill 2 of my heroes if I don't, kill everyone else first. All right, so we're going to do that. Tack up. We're going to do defense down. This is going to be a very strong team. I don't expect to win this fight. So let's just see. So now they're frozen. So now we don't have a Death Knight, which makes this better. So we can kill, hopefully, him. Actually, we might be able to kill all three of them now. Boom. All three of them are dead. Now, this is still a problem. This is not an easy win. If this guy doesn't get, if you don't have a bomber that can take down Stone Skin, see, look, one hit. All right. So now what I would do in this scenario is just keep A1ing. If he has a counterattack, we're screwed. So what I personally would do is not use my revive here. All right. Because she revives everyone, Arbiter. All right. You want to wait until he gets his other turn and kills someone else. That way you get to revive two people instead of one. Now, they're probably going to die again, so we're just going to do this. We're not going to waste any of our skills. There we go. So he's dead. She's dead. So now we can revive. He's already got his turn meter up, which is good. There you go. Boost your turn meter again. Now he's got his skill that can wipe this guy in one hit, possibly freeze him. This guy has very high resist, apparently. So he is going to resist that turn meter reduction. So we are going to lose another hero, probably, unless she kills him now. See, she's got that single target attack, but he counters. But there's your little Grim Reaper, Soul Reap blessing. So you can beat this. Look at this. 189 versus 378. This is the exact same thing I just showed you that I got my ass kicked by a 157 or whatever it was. Now I'm whooping someone almost double my power. All right. Speed is really the only thing that matters. The other thing that matters is sometimes auto teams do not work. It does happen. When you're playing the arena, just turn auto off for a little bit. Unless you know it's a team you can win. Obviously, then just leave it on auto. But when it's a team like this, when you really need to work on it, auto is a big thing because you can choose to not use skills. All right. If I had done this auto, she would have revived him one hero, and then the other one, wouldn't come back. Obviously, that would be bad. And then you have to wait another 3-4 turns before you can revive again. So he might have enough time to basically kill another two people, and then you lose. All right. But yeah, this is a good example of a team that's awesome on paper. Nut is what everybody would consider a game-changing hero. Acrizia is another one that everyone calls a game-changing hero. Mountain King, another game-changing hero. Yeah, I think I've made my point. This is all game-changing heroes that everyone says. And they just got their ass handed to them. But that's because of speed, all right? And stopping to actually understand what the fight is you're fighting. And this is going to take some time. Don't think that you can just kind of come up with this immediately right from the beginning because you don't know all the heroes yet. If you do know all the heroes, then this is a little bit easier to understand. Let's keep going. Let's find a Death Knight. A Death Knight that's reasonable. Here we go. No, that's not Death Knight. Well, this is a good one. Let's see. Let's see if they're fast. What we're going to do is this. We're going to take these guys out. We're going to go back to old school. So we're going to take... So if you are using High Katoon, all right, and you are using Kale, actually, we're just going to, we're going to use Galek. More fun. All right. This and then Apothecary. So this is an option if you want a speed lead, but this doesn't give you attack up. So we're not going to do that, actually. We're going to do this. All right. So now, if this guy's probably faster, I have a feeling this team is faster than me. So we're going to see how it goes. But he is pretty fast. So it might work out. Let's go in, see if they get the first hit. They did not. Now, this team's a little bit different because they don't have all the cool stuff that my main arena team has. So that's more of a late game thing. This is an early team that you can use. All of them are easy to acquire. So now you've got your speed up, your attack up. I don't know if we're going to be strong enough to win this, but we'll see. So now defense down. All right. Hopefully that doesn't happen because now there's a bunch of crap on them that we can't fight through. But now we're going to have to hopefully get a turn somewhere in this. And we don't have a reviver now. So we're going to go and try to wipe them in one hit. Boom, we got that off. We don't need to heal anyone, so we're going to go for her. We want to kill her because she can do crap like that. So now we're going to try to take Kale out because he's easy to kill. That guy is annoying, but he's not terrible. So we're going to keep trying to kill this one, annoying twat. I mean, I said annoying what? That's what I said. So now we're going to do this. All right, keep going on this one. Boom. All right, maybe. We'll see. Like I said, this could end poorly. So now we want to heal him because he might die, even though he's got HP regen. See, he would have been dead there. Now he can use his main attack eventually. All right, maybe we'll just try to kill this guy because he's going to be annoying, I think. And she's going to take a little bit to take down. So we're going to have to basically kill everyone she revives every single time. Now we're going to speed up to hopefully get some turn in here. All right, now we've got Revive on Death, which is even more annoying. This is what you're going to deal with in Arena, and this is why I hate it. Like, it's really boring. You kind of get just really tired of it eventually. So there we go. Now he's going to revive. We're going to heal him up. Now he's going to use some skills, and now we're going to try and take him down finally. So he's dead, and now we got to kill the other bonehead that's popping up. And this is what you're going to be dealing with when you have revivers, is that they're just going to keep reviving, and hopefully that happens, but you're going to have to deal with it for a little bit, all right? Now we don't have Spirit Host to take her down anymore, because Spirit Host was actually a really good person to take Rector down. We're just going to keep going for the kill, because she's going to revive again soon. This is the perfect skill, this 4-time hitter. There we go. Defense down, even better. Now, hopefully she can wipe her. There we go. She's dead. So, Rector is an annoying hero, all right? Very annoying hero, as you just saw, and especially paired with Death Knight. When paired with Death Knight, Rector is a nightmare, because what happens is people will really, really build Death Knight. And the problem is Death Knight can't revive you, all right? Rector can revive Death Knight. So basically, they build Death Knight super, super strong and defensive, where it takes you like 5-6 rounds to kill him. And then by the time that you kill him, she becomes a problem, because now she resurrects him, and now you're spending another 5 turns trying to get him back, trying to kill him again, because you can't hit her unless you're using AoEs. So now there are ways around that. You can get heroes that have AoEs, tons of AoE attacks, stuns, freezes, all that stuff helps. So that's why I use the team I use, because they have those things. Let's go into a refresh, see if we can find a Death Knight that we can fight. I'm actually surprised there's not like 1,000 heroes. This is like the first time I'm not seeing a ton of freaking of these guys. Now, this team I have a feeling is going to be a stone skin problem. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go in. We're going to keep it the way it is for now. Let's try it. We're going to waste our coins anyway, right? Let's just say. So we got this team. So this team is terrible. What are we going to do here? I don't know how I want to handle this one. All right, so we're going to do, because I want to keep it with some, I want to try it with the low heroes first. So we're going to take her out. This is a tough one. All right, we're going to try it. I'm going to see what happens. Let's just see what happens with this. So now we're going to go in. We're not going to auto. They may be faster than us. Yeah, he's fast. Oh, he puts that up. I forgot. So now we're going to speed up. Now, Death Knight has to die in here. So that's the problem we're going to be facing here. So we want to attack up, and then we want to do this to hopefully get some damage into him. Now we're going to get some block debuffs. Now we're going to use this skill, because what this does is it has additional 25% chance of inflicting a critical hit, and it will ignore 75% of the target's damage. Perfect for killing Death Knight. So now we try to kill him. Boom. See? Soulbond is great for that, just to be clear. So now your first problem in the arena is now solved. That the jerk is gone. So if you really want to take care of Death Knight in a lot of these fights, use Soulbond. All right? She's an easy get. She's a rare hero. You just got to hope you pull her. But it's easier than trying to hope for a legendary. All right? So it is what it is. So now we're going to try and kill everyone else. Now she's going to revive Death Knight, and this team doesn't have high resist, so they're going to be a little bit harder to kind of deal with, because they're going to get all these debuffs. All right, so we got that. So now we've got a turn meter reduction. Now this guy's a jerk. She revives, but we need to take this guy out a little bit. This guy is a bit of a pain also. So we have a choice to either kill him or try to reduce him, because he can actually block revive and kill someone. So he's a little bit more of a threat. But by killing him, it might make our life a little easier, so we might want to sacrifice somebody. Depends on your mood. I'm going to try to sacrifice somebody. All right, so now his turn meter's gone. She got killed, because I don't think she would have killed him. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove all these debuffs that are annoying. All right, we're going to speed everyone up, and then try to kill Death Knight again. We'll try to kill him too. Of course, literally one hit, right? That's all it took. And now everybody attacks her. Like I didn't think this was going to win, just to be clear. Like, this was a very tough fight. All right, so now we got some annoying stuff. Hopefully we can get our attack in beforehand, but I think we're going to lose right now. Yeah, no, heal him. We can't, because blocking, whatever. All right, so we can't kill him. It's going to go right to Death Knight, and now we're going to get killed. So I didn't think this team was going to win, because like I said, this is an annoying-ass fight. But you can see that at least Soulbond can actually take care of Death Knight in some of these fights. So we're just going to close this and this battle. Now we're going to go in with a little bit of a different strategy with the newer heroes. And I don't think you're going to be, you might not be able to beat some of these heroes, these teams. Remember that. That could happen, where you're just going to have trouble. So now this team, what we do is, obviously we would want, this is a later game team that we're fighting right now. I wouldn't say these guys are, but these two are more late game because obviously you'd have to pull them. So we're going to pull him out. We're going to put in your Carl. All right. Soulbon is going to stay. We're going to keep Soulbon. Sometimes it's worth it. And then we're going to put her in. Now, defense down is pretty important here, you would think. Sometimes. Sometimes. Now, we're going to go in. But Soulbon is really good at taking care of Death Knight early on. All right. So now what we want to do is the same thing. We want to increase attack. This time we're going to try and freeze everybody. Now, we're not going to hit him, but we're going to try and freeze everybody first. So everybody that's frozen now, we don't have to worry about stopping their turn meter, which is why we want somebody who can freeze. So if you can use stuns, you can use freezes, you can use sleeps. The only problem with sleep is it comes off if you hit them. So if you're going to do multiple AoEs, it's not going to work. Now, in this scenario, Soulbon should be the one that kills Death Knight. However, we're going to use Yannicka. All right, so Yannicka is going to be our secondary. She didn't do too much, obviously. So now we're going to try and do an AoE because she gets a secondary attack. Maybe it gets provoked. So we'll just consider that a win. Now we have to kill Death Knight for anything to matter. I don't want to use this attack because this is the better one. We're going to use this one to try and kill him. There you go. He's dead. So now he's going to do that nonsense. We are going to try and kill. We're going to try and remove some buffs. So we're going to use her to remove some things. All right. So now we want to kill this guy because he can do a lot more damage than anyone here. And she's going to revive. So we could conceivably just do this. Freeze her and take a turn meter. And then she's got this, so she can kind of hopefully take care of him. There we go. Taken care of. Now we're going to try and use this skill on this guy. And now he's got a lot of HP, which is not surprising, to be honest. Now we're going to try and kill this guy, which we did. All right. Now he's going to more than likely. Oh, I thought he was going to block revive something. All right. So now we're going to just hopefully focus everything down on this guy. She has her main attack skill back up. Maybe get a leech on this. It'd be nice to get something out of it. We're going to increase our speed and attack because hopefully, yeah. Oh, yep, she's dead. And now we're going to hopefully get that extra main attack. There we go. Freezing is very good in this. Freeze is awesome if you're not against, what's her name? What the hell is her name? Dark Elhane. There you go. So now we have a somewhat later game team that is easily accessible that can beat this team. So sometimes just changing up the heroes you're using and switching things around. This is obviously a little bit more of an extreme example because you're using a low-end team versus a somewhat higher-end team, that you're not going to have for. I mean, Arbor took me 200 days to get, and Yannicka took me, I think I got her in the first like 4 or 5 months maybe. Your Carl I literally just got like 3 months ago, 2 months ago. So some of this is more late game, but as you can see, they can do the job. So if you have a hero that can freeze everybody, that would be great. If you have a hero that can do single target damage like Soulbon, Yannicka is kind of an upgraded version of Soulbon, but honestly, in some ways, Soulbon's just way better because of the defense, because she can break through defense. You can actually put a 25% ignore defense on her, and then she ignores 100% defense. And then I've seen her do like 100 to 150k damage, and my Soulbon is built like trash, like compared to what she could be if someone built her really well. So you could build her insanely well and just bring her in, and she'll just wipe everyone. All right, let's see. Let's find someone else in here. All right. So here we go. Tormund. I don't know if this is going to work because this is a very strong team, but we're going to try it. I mean, we're going to see. We're going to bring Dark Elhane and see if Tormund can cause us some trouble here. We're just going to auto it. I have a feeling this one's a loss, but this is a very raunchy team. Really, it just depends on if she gets to do her attack up. There we go. Somebody froze, and now she'll actually start doing her thing. She did it twice in a row because of all the freezing. But this is a very, very intensive shield team. I didn't think it was going to win. I was like, let's just give it a shot and see if they were poorly built. I doubt it. If you have this team, more than likely you're not poorly built because Lydia takes a very long time to get. So you definitely have heroes for every faction if that's the case. All right. So let's go in and just look for another one. I want to try to find a freezing hero that is good. We're going to waste some gems and stuff. Let's refresh. All right, so this is an easy team. You might think, but you never know. All right, let's see. Death Knight. All right, so I guess this is an average team that you could fight, right? I want to try and show some of the other heroes with freezing first. Is there one here? Do I have a frozen hero? No, I do not. All right, whatever. All right, so this is a good example of a team that we hate. So he can do block damage. He can revive everyone. She can revive everyone. I don't know why it sounded like that. Check out everyone. This is 2 revivers and a block damage and a jerk nuker. So if we're faster, we can win this. If we're not, not so much. Now in this scenario, I feel I don't know if I would use her. Yeah, I would use her. All right, let's try it. Let's just see what happens. If it, like I said, we're not here to get wins and show everyone off how strong we are. We're here to kind of give you guys an example of things to go through. See, I knew this was going to happen. They go first. They do all this stuff. Yeah, this is a waste of time. Let's just go find someone else. So they're faster. Just be faster, and you can win that fight. All right, let's see who else is in here. This is a fight. Here, confirm. Yeah, sure. There we go. Let's go in here. All right. So this is another one. This guy does defense down. She's a nuker. Speed up. I wish I could say I knew a lot about him, but I don't. Or her Virgil. Is it Virgil? Virgis? I'm not sure. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take her out. Let's see how we're gonna see how she handles herself in here. We're gonna bring back in our defense down. All right. But I want to see how she handles stuff. Now this might be they might be faster, which they are. So in this case, we're gonna have to go back and do some stuff. All right, so we're gonna revive now. They're gonna have the turns, which sucks. So we're not gonna be able to really push back. They're going to get another attack and then we lose. So what we're going to try here is once again, let's see if that worked. I hate that it brings you to different spots. Here we go. So let's go in here, take her out, put him back in, and we're going to bring him in. So let's see if this is good enough to get our speed going. It is not. But you never know. There we go. All right, so we did get it. We got a break in the turns. So now he speeds up. She can speed up. And now we can get our defense down. If we can get the freeze off, we're good, hopefully. So here we go. Let's hopefully freeze everyone. There we go. They're dead. Now we want to kill this jerk because he's ready to go. And then we'll just use this because it'll remove some debuffs. The problem is she can revive the whole team. So we want to kill her. It's like we want her dead. All right, here we go. We got the main hit. This is why I don't use that big skill. You never know when you're going to need it. And then you win. So this is a good example of Apothecary switching in to kind of get you faster than the team that you're fighting and be able to win. Now, Apothecary can be anyone. Apothecary can be Haikatoon. Apothecary can be Spirit Host. Apothecary can be, what's the other guy? Archmage. It just depends on which one is your fastest one. If you're putting Apothecary in, I said this before, at 120 speed, then this strategy isn't going to work. You're gonna fail. Apothecary needs to be the fastest, and he is actually the fastest on my account at 257, which is low. So don't think you can't do better. Another small thing to kind of note here is battles like this, just do them. Now, they might be faster and might win. I don't know. I would assume sometimes people like to do stuff like this and then put them all in stone skin. So don't think that just because you see a fight like this that you're going to win it. All right. So I know going into this that this could be a major loss if they have the stuff that but most people just do this because they want to lose. Most people. You might get a jerk. But there you go. Take care of these fights like this. The reason I'm doing them right now is because I want you to understand that these fights do exist even in gold 5. I always want to make sure we're still in gold 5. We might be in 4. Yeah, we're in 4 right now. So these fights still exist in 4. All right. I've seen these fights in 5. So don't think that you can't find these fights. Go in and do them. All right. So now this is I don't remember if we did this one. This is a tough one because you have to understand this is a lot of support in one team. You've got a shielder, you've got a reviver, you got a person who does hexes, and you've got someone who basically takes all the damage for them. So in this scenario, yeah, I'm taking her out, and I would bring in her, and hopefully this is enough to counter the problem. And I can't do this one on auto. This one would not be an auto fight. All right, so now we want to get our attack up. The only way this works is if we can hopefully freeze everyone. So freeze. So we did get everyone frozen here. Try to kill Death Knight beforehand would be nice. We should now. Unless she gets provoked. So now she can use her AoE and hopefully kill Death Knight. So now he's dead. She's the only reviver, so she's the threat. So now we're going to use Soul Bond to kill her. So goodbye, Rector. Now, you could have used it on her, but funny enough, unless she's built insanely high, she's the lowest threat here. I would take him out because he can keep them alive and do a lot of shielding and annoying stuff. Everyone else is just going to get stoned here and there. Here we go. and there you won. So just changing in and out heroes. Don't think that there's one. This is probably the most important thing in the whole game, to be honest. Like not even just in the arena. There is not one team that can do things. All right. There is one team that might be the best all around, but there's not one team or one hero that is good for any one thing. You can you can make someone like Soulbond very useful in the arena to take teams like this out. All right. Soulbond is really a hard counter to almost all of the free heroes, legendaries that everyone's gotten in the game. As far as I'm concerned, Rhonda's a joke unless she goes first. So we don't care about her. She's a joke. I literally almost never have problems with her unless she's built with a team that is beyond me. Death Knight used to piss me off a lot. Now he's just an annoyance. I don't think he's really. He's just a nuisance. That's all he is. He's a nuisance hero. He's a joke if you have someone strong that can take him out the first round, which is basically what Soulbon and even Yannicka can do if you build Yannicka correctly. But Soulbon's better at it because she breaks through his defense, and that's the only thing he has going for him is that he's defensive and he takes everyone's damage. So Soulbon put 100% on her, and she'll kill him in one hit every time, and then he's basically nullified. So you don't have to worry about Death Knight anymore. Mithrala is also a nuisance, but not a threat. She's a nuisance because she can do a lot of things. If everyone else in the team is still alive and Mithrala is alive, you will probably lose that fight. If Mithrala is by herself, like I said, unless she's like a really strong version of Mithrala, more than likely you'll kill her. It's just going to be a little bit longer fight because you're going to get stoned and she's going to do hexes. You might have to do a couple of revives here and there. But yeah, Rector is just a nuisance once again. If she's defensive, same thing. You've got Soul Bond. Boom. You can either turn meter reduction her to 0, or you can kill her. It depends if Death Knight's in the fight. But these two seem to go hand in hand in most fights. All right. Other nuisance problems. Let's see if there's anything in here else that I see that's normal. Other than the block damage thing, this is a go first thing. You could kill him in the first round, then he's not a problem. This what is his name? I don't know his name. This guy, Hellcalf. Unless you can kill him in the first round, it's probably a problem. If you can't kill him in the first round, it depends on the team around him. If you have someone like Arbiter that can remove, you know, all buffs from somebody that or move one turn, it's not great because it's for 2 turns, his block damage buff. So that's a problem. All right. But this guy, he's a kind of a pain in the ass too because he does a lot of stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't mess with those teams. To be honest, if you're not really trying to be number one, I wouldn't even mess with teams like this. Like I'm messing with them because whatever, I don't care. Like if I lose, I lose. I'm not. Oh my god, my loss ratio is bad. Like I don't care. So yeah, I don't wouldn't mess with it. Let's see if we'll go one more round just to kind of see if there's anything else in here that we want to kind of show and things that you can do to change up. All right, let's look. This one's whatever. Once again, this is a speed team. Like if you have someone who's faster, you win. That's like kind of how that works with most of these fights. Almost every fight, if you're faster, if you're not like me, you can win them. This one's rough. I don't remember if we did this. No, we didn't do it. Did we? I feel like we did one. I don't know. All these fights look the same to me. So in this scenario, we don't have anyone that we need to kill super fast. However, because I believe AoEs might be good enough to take them down. She's the only one that might take a round or two, and if this one's built correctly, she might take a little bit. So we're going to stick with the team we have, and we're not going to worry about defense down because there's no super defensive hero outside of her, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. So we're going to do a attack up, try to freeze them again. Now, if they have high resist, this doesn't work. Now we can take out somebody we don't like. She's probably going to be the hardest one to take out in the highest defense, so we want to use Soul Bond on her. We don't want to use it on someone like Xavier, who's lower defense. So we're going to take her out. All right. We want to kill someone with her. That's the whole point. You want to kill someone with Yannicka in this scenario. All right. So now we reduce things. So now we want to kill someone. She can revive people. So that's a pain in the ass. But taking out one of these two might be more suited for what we need. But unfortunately, we can't target her. So really, it's her and her. She's going to be the only one that's a pain in the butt out of the two. She does block damage, but whatever. It just makes the fight longer. So I think what we're going to do is I don't know if we're going to get enough. I think he's going to get off his turn. So I think we're going to try and use the turn meter reduction and take her out. So at least we know she's dead. Now we're going to do this to kind of get some defense off of them and hopefully kill her. So now she's going to do that, which is fine. I don't know if this is, I don't know if she's going to block damage and protect. I don't know how this works. Let's find out. All right. So we still froze her. So it doesn't really matter. So maybe we can freeze through her. There you go. So we can just freeze them. And now we just kind of hang out and do A1s until the block damage runs out or, yeah, because we don't have our removal. So we're just going to stick to fighting one of them. A1, A1, A1. A1 steak sauce. All right. Somebody's going to have to get a turn eventually. There we go. Leeches. All right. She's fine now. Now we can hopefully kill her. Oh, wait, we can't because we're going to do AoEs on her. Still with this damage thing. So now we're going to do attack up because we want to do more damage now. We're going to try and do a freeze. Nope, that didn't work. And now we're going to use this on her because we want to get the AoE strong. Let's get this. There we go. Coming back in. Boom. And now we're getting some revivals, which is annoying. So now we want to kill her, but we can't because there's still block damage. So we're going to do the AoE again. Keep doing AoEs until our brain bleeds. Here we go. We can remove some stuff. Hopefully it gets that block damage off. It did. But we're going to kill her first. I don't know. It's a tough one, man. Xavier's really a pain in the ass, though. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I was like, I'm going to do it. All right. Let's see if we can take these guys out before they start doing block damage again. She's the only one that revives. Let's try to speed up this guy. We want to get him back in. There we go. So now we're going to try and take her out. There we go. And then we can come in with him to freeze or kill. There you go. Problem solved. So yeah, these teams can be beaten. All right. It just takes time. I mean, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Something like this, you might not be able to beat for a while. I didn't even know I was going to win that fight. Like, I thought this was a 50-50 for me. This, just looking at it, I knew it was a 50-50 shot. I was going to either win or lose. So don't get disheartened by the arena. It's definitely a pain in the ass, and you're definitely going to have some moments of like you want to punch things in the wall and do things like that. So just realize that there's other heroes that can do things. Look at the skills that the heroes have. Make sure that you're using heroes that make sense. All right. Try to build eventually, not in the beginning, but try to eventually build heroes specifically for the arena. Yannicka was built specifically for the arena. Soulbond was not built specifically for the arena. If I were to do a rebuild on her specifically for arena, yeah, her crit damage would be like 300 and she'd have ignore defense and that would be it. Like it would just be a one-shot nightmare. So that's how I would build her. She's my campaign farmer right now. I'm looking to get her out of that role. She has kind of fallen off as far as like where I use her because Yakarl is just insanely better for later game stuff. You know, being able to freeze everything and turn meter manipulation, if I could speak correctly. So yeah, we're talking about like dungeons and stuff. But Soulbond is still good and she's still useful. So very good for arena. Don't think that there's not enough heroes for you. All right, let me just go back real quick and see if there was any other of the heroes that we kind of looked at that would be interesting in the arena. So maybe we could pull him in real quick before we finish. Hers, whatever. Like I said, let's just be leads. We don't really need to worry about that too much. Yeah, I mean, I guess really he's the only other one, and he's just a speed lead, to be honest. So I don't think there's too much we really need to show on him. Maybe we'll just do one fight with him, see if he can handle it. Which team that's kind of evenly matched? All right, so no, I can do that. This is a tough one. All right, so we're gonna go in here. Screw it. Basically, if they're faster than us, we lose anyway. So we're gonna bring in a secondary. We're going to bring him in just to kind of see how he does. More than likely, we're not going to get it the first turn, and we're going to lose. So I already knew that was coming. This is a team you use when you don't want the other team to get a turn. All right, so now we want this guy. We want her to get stunned. So now we would use this skill because she has a chance to stun. Now nobody has block debuffs, otherwise this doesn't work. All right, so now she has stone skin, so we want to click. I mean, she's kind of annoying. She already got a turn. So we might want to just stop these two, hopefully. So let's see if we can stun her. All right, so now we were able to stun those two. All right. Now they got their speed up, which didn't really help us. We're going to try to remove all this nonsense they just threw. All right. Now, hopefully we got to go for her, I guess, because she's the only one that doesn't have 12,000 buffs. All right, see if this works. This works better with shields, by the way, this skill. So actually, it does well. All right, so now we want him to kind of survive eventually. It would be nice. All right, so we're going to do an increased speed and buff and all that. All right, now we've got counterattack up, which is even more annoying. See, this would, I think actually Soulbond would probably be a better fit for this. We're going to do revive. Hopefully that takes down that, and then we can do an attack up. All right, so we've got some attack up. We're just going to shoot her because she has the weakest attack. So a counter doesn't really matter too much. I don't think this is a win anyways. This is a frustration team. They do this because they just want to be frustrating. It's an annoying ass team. So just know that they exist. But yeah, I wouldn't have brought in this guy for this fight at all. I would have brought in Soulbon, to be honest, over him. There's not a lot of, that's what I'm saying. He's not amazing. He's not bad. He's just not amazing for this. But as you can see, because of her, she's very frustrating with these guys. All right. So like you have to sometimes it's just one hero. That's all it takes. So now we're gonna try and stun these guys. Not gonna happen though. Let's see. So we got her stunned, but they're so fast. See, she is very fast. And that's a problem because she boosts her turn meter so fast, she's going to keep getting attacks and if you don't kill her. Which is why I think Soulbong would have been a better option here. She could one-shot her, even with all this nonsense on her. All right, the team I'm using right now is not conducive to this fight. And I would pick a much better fight, much better team to do this. But yeah, I mean, he's still alive. He does stuns. You got to see what he does, and that's really what the whole point of it was, right? So that's Archmage. All right. Basically, what I would say is build your heroes. Don't focus too much on arena early game. Just kind of play. Eventually, you're gonna pick better heroes. You're gonna find better heroes, and those heroes are gonna get you through. Just make sure that in the arena you have somebody who is a speed hero for your lead who is insanely fast. And when I say insanely fast, don't be like me at 257. I'm saying literally get pieces of gear that have like 2 or 3 rolls on speed on every single piece and that are part of a speed set. So that way, like you get just nonstop speed. And if you're over 350, like over 300 speed, you more than likely will be faster than everybody in gold. Not every team, but most teams. How's that? Sound better? I'm able to outspeed some of them at the 257 on my apothecary, but I still get outsped a lot. So I would say probably around 300 with a good speed lead hero who's got like, even like Haikatune. Yeah, you could have another 20% basically speed on top of that. So you're going to have 360 speed. You're more than likely going to be able to get into gold 4 and 5. If I can do it with trash speed, you could do it with your 300 speed. Okay. If you guys have any questions, like I said, this is just kind of a walkthrough, a little overview of everything that is in Arena. I know it is a pain in the ass, and if you have any questions, there's a lot you could cover in here. There's 3,000 different things you could talk about, and there's 100 million different heroes that can do different things. So I already know there's going to be, oh, you can use this hero. I'm like, yeah, you can use a lot of heroes. That's why you should just look. Like, look at what you got and see who's got what. If I didn't know Soulbon had almost 100% chance of just ignoring defense, yeah, I wouldn't have known that she's awesome for one-shotting Death Knight. So, all right. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. It's always important to the channel. We're trying to get to that 1,000 mark. We're very, very, very close. We're at 822, I believe, at the recording of this video. So, yes, everyone, like, share, subscribe, tell everyone. It's very exciting. We're going to be doing some other games, and we're going to be, doing podcasting and all that other fun stuff. It's going to be a fun channel, all right? So, this is some interesting stuff for the arena. Some cool heroes you can use if you want. And this is Mobile Gamer Nerd. You guys, take care.